Hey guys, this is Primeval, back with part 12 of my Shoshone playthrough. In the last couple episodes we were doing our best to hold on to Grand River to protect our source of oil so we can get an air force up and actually make something happen. And so that's still the plan here, although now we have the problem of fighting both the Iroquois and the Zulu. We're also running a pretty serious negative gold per turn. I could use another cargo ship to set up an international trade route. That'll definitely help our gold per turn. I guess I could also sell some more buildings here. We want to hold on to the stadium. The happiness is valuable. I think I can also hang on to the hospital since there are a lot of good tiles at Grand River. I won't mind growing the population just a little. The museum is the most valuable building here, and I don't really need the Great Work spots or the one culture, so go sell that guy. Geneva. Definitely want to keep the science buildings. The market can't be sold. I'm happy with the workshop since we do have decent production here. Can't sell the cathedral or the circus. We're stagnating, so we need the food from the granary. We don't actually need the harbor or the lighthouse. So let's go and sell the harbor. That'll save me 2 gold per turn. And we'll also want to go and see if we can sell some things here.
Go ahead.
Could sell truffles for 4 per turn. So Elizabeth's not too happy with me. I could sell marble, because we do have excess happiness at the moment. And we could sell horses. 2 horses for 90. Okay, so Gandhi doesn't want horses. How about you? No? Okay. Back to Elizabeth.
Go on.
So you're willing to give me horses. Does that mean you actually value horses? Yes, you do. How about 9? 7. It's not a great deal, but I'm not actually using these things. How about 3? Fine. 7 gold per turn. That's a good deal for you, Elizabeth. Maybe you'll like me a little better after that. Okay. Everything else seems just fine. We are working our way up towards plastics and grabbing replaceable parts first for the Great War infantry. They'll be able to stand up a little better against all of these Great War bombers and triplanes. So, sorry again about the long space between updates. I think that was a good 2 weeks or more between episodes. I know it can be annoying. You get used to watching and remembering what's happening with the story, and then suddenly there's a long break. Anyways, I got pretty busy. Not so busy that I wouldn't have time, like say a couple hours every other day or so to do an episode, but I also live in a pretty small place. It's essentially a bachelor apartment, and so when either I or my girlfriend have friends over or she's busy doing something, then I try not to record because it picks up a little too much background noise. But we're moving soon, so that might mean more recording opportunities, which is great. And on that same token, I won't be able to do any multiplayer games in the near future because I won't have the house to myself for, say, 7 hours that I would need to do a multiplayer game. So here, the World Council, I don't really want autocracy to pass here, and I think I already sold a bunch of my votes as a nay for that, so voting against it some more won't make Ethiopia any more unhappy with us than they already will be. I do want to be friends with Ethiopia since they are a good bank. We can sell a lot of our excess luxuries and resources to them, as well as if we ever get our gold per turn into the positive, we can take out a nice loan interest free. Now, autocracy as world ideology would increase public opinion, so it would shift us a little closer to civil disorder, although since Hawatha has such strong tourism and we went freedom just like he did, we don't have too much to worry about there. And if that ideology does pass as the world ideology, Ethiopia will also get 2 more votes. So I don't really want him to get many more votes. So we'll go with the nay there. Oh, and he completed the Manhattan Project. That's not terrific. Okay, we also want to go and destroy this cavalry, who could definitely run it in and capture our city here. Great War Bombers will want to go and take down these units. We've got ourselves a great general. He might be safe there. It's safer if we drop him in the city, though. And go and deal some damage here. May as well deal some damage to that rifle, and we'll get into position to potentially take Nippur next turn if we can spare the Great War Bombers to work down the city instead of units who might move on Gashuti. So the Zulu don't have any triplanes, so they don't, or they shouldn't have air recon or vision of this tile unless they move forward. Let's shift the artillery forward to actually do some damage next turn, and these guys can go and help defend Samarkand. I'll use the Great Scientist now, and actually I think I'll go and upgrade this guy to Great War Infantry. That'll let him stand up a little better against Great War Bomber bombardment. It's a nice improvement from 34 strength to 50 strength. Great War Bomber. Guess we could spare a shot on Nippur. Let's take that guy out instead. And it looks like we've improved all of the tiles by our capital, or at least almost all of them. We'll go and set ourselves up there. Heal, set up and alert. Alright, so that looks good. Ooh. Zulu mean business. I don't want to drop a citadel on the salt because then I'll lose access to the salt, and I'm getting close to unhappiness here. Autocracy fails. International games that are active. The bronze, which is the only thing we can get safely for international games, is just 3 happiness. So I don't think it's really going to be worth devoting our hammers to that. I'd rather squeeze out a bunch of Great War Bombers. Make a proposal. We could go World Religion or World Ideology to get us 2 extra delegates, respectively, but that would get a lot of the other civs upset with us, and we do want to remain friends with the other continent for as long as possible. I think I'll just go with the embargo against the Iroquois then. That's not controversial at all. It only upsets the Iroquois and potentially India, but we're pretty good friends with them. So, well, we don't have to worry about upsetting the Iroquois. They are already quite upset with us. Okay, we lost a worker to Mombasa. Looks like the Iroquois are letting up on Grand River for now. I want to take out this infantry since he could potentially go and pillage our oil. We definitely need to take out these cavalry units. Yeah. Zone of control will use up some, well, that'll use up all of his movement, but if he goes like this, and then like that, as long as the artillery isn't destroyed, I should be safe. Although, let's see, maybe I'll use the triplane to take him out just in case. And let's get the frigate over here to go and try to kill that rifle. Okay, our privateer is in position to capture Nippur if we ever can spare some air damage to take the city's health down. Okay, so this general, if I can advance to this hill, I'll probably drop a citadel on that, or maybe even on this tile, although it would put me in range attack of this city. Yeah, I'd probably drop on the hill, that's extra defense, as well as a lot of rough terrain surrounding it, so units passing by will be trapped for a little longer. Artillery, yeah, I'll just finish that rifle off. And, oh yeah, I wanted to sell the lighthouse over in Geneva. Saves me another 1 gold per turn. And everything still looks fine. We still have our trade route up, so everything is good. Now, there was a question about what victory condition I'm going for. So, since this was only the second game that I've played with Brave New World, at least when I started, I was toying with the idea of going for culture, since that's like the new and exciting thing. Ooh, we lost an artillery. That's too bad. Grand River took a bunch of Great War bombers, so did Gashuti. But since we're behind, way behind on the culture tourism game, we're also somewhat behind on the science game, although catching up might not be so hard. I think we're going to have to go for a military here, or if I get tired of the game and it looks like it's going to be a long slog, then we might have to cop out and go for the diplomatic victory. Alright, so we lost an artillery. That's definitely too bad. India has a unit here. If he just hangs around there, I'd actually be pretty happy he's helping to defend Gashuti. Okay, that's fine. We'll go get land targeting. Great War bomber can spare himself to do some damage at Nippur. Also send this over. That means our triplane, however, will need to take care of that cavalry. Air repair as usual, and rebasing to Timok. Geneva wants silver. We're going to want another Great War bomber. And we have, well, this is priority number 1, taking down this infantry unit. I guess we could use a triplane on that. Let's see if our Great War bombers have something better to do. Okay, that's fine. Privateer can just hang out. We're working on a road here. And I guess we could run right in there and start working on the rest of that road. This guy needs to retreat. We'll swap this guy in. Excellent. And healing up next turn. Alright. Is there anything I can sell in Grand River? No. I still have excess happiness. Well, I could sell this workshop. I'm not really getting a lot of extra production off of that. Just 3 hammers, really. It is costing me 2 maintenance per turn. Now, Grand River could eventually turn into a really nice city, in which case I'll probably regret selling the workshop, but whatever. Right, so, selling things. Aluminum, you'll pay me, but not really a good price. Sugar, aluminum, and what about you, Gandhi? Iron, what about actually valuable resources? 135. Okay, and how about for my World Congress votes? You will pay me for that, most understandably. I'll wait until you have a little more cash. It's cash that I'm interested in. So everything appears to be in order. Maybe next turn I'll be able to take Nippur, although this frigate will probably meet its end to a whole bunch of Great War bomber attacks. Yes. Yes, he did. Grand River took 5 hits. The frigate only took 2 hits. We've got ourselves a Great Admiral. Enemy has been spotted. A few elections have been rigged. We do have a textile coming up, I believe. He's working on the international games here. He does have a constabulary and a police station, so that's the lower textile rate. How are our city-states doing? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 city-state allies, and 3 of them would be happy with trade routes if we need to boost our influence with them back up. Okay. We go and bombard. Excellent. And ooh, we could take the hill here. It might be a little risky. Let's see. Still no triplanes there, so I can safely go and bomb these units. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cannons plus a million Great War bombers. That could potentially cause a lot of trouble for this Great War infantry, or were you to go stand on the hill. So perhaps we won't do that just now. Let's put you back on intercept. Great War bomber will go and deal some damage to Nippur. May as well go and shoot this guy down here, and I think my privateer should be able to take the city now. Yes, alright, so we can't view the city because there's the liberate option taking up the 4 slots. I could liberate it, but I think it'll be easier for me to advance my units on the Zulu if I just go and create a puppet instead. Now, if I go and recapture Babylon, I might actually go and liberate them there, because returning an AI who's been eliminated, their capital does, I think, indebt them to you forever. So they'll always vote for you in the World Congress, and it'll also save me from taking the huge happiness hit. Okay, so we've got a triplane. I think I'll have you back on intercept, since I have been taking a lot of bomber damage at Grand River. We've got our Great Admiral, and we also have a very injured frigate. Uh-oh. So Samarkand could fall here if this cavalry runs in and captures the city, which would be a shame. I mean, they've got a Gatling gun, although they're not really making use of it. They even have a submarine, which is more than I have. Yeah, losing Samarkand would be too bad, especially since we have 112 influence with them at the moment. Alright, artillery. Go deal some damage there. Frigate can wait. What? India? Come on, don't dig up my artifacts. What's the deal, man? Oh well, it's my fault for not training any archaeologists. Unit needs attention. Please finish that road. And in case the English decide not to renew open borders, we will need to go and put a new road tile or two in. Open borders, I could sell you open borders. Okay, that's fine. Nippur took a bunch of damage, Gashudi took a shot. Grand River also took some damage. So the Great War bombers are mostly concentrating on cities, which is fine by me. Okay, and we did lose Samarkand there. That's really too bad. If I did have a privateer over on the northern side, I could easily recapture that. Should I spend a turn building a privateer? It is only a turn. I guess I can hold off on building Great War bombers for one turn. Besides, I'm out of oil. Oh, it's from... No! So Samarkand was providing us with 4 oil, and the worker that I had building an oil well here was captured by Mombasa. So that puts an end to a lot of our Great War bomber building dreams. At least until we can get some more oil online. Maybe if I went and purchased some oil in trade. Use the Great War bombers here. Oh man, I definitely want to make sure I kill that Great War bomber. If he pillages the 7 oil, that will be troublesome for us. And India and the Iroquois have made another declaration of friendship. We got coal from Tyre, but that's not really what I'm interested in here. Well, let's see. The next largest city we know of is India. We could go into India and see if there are some techs we can steal there. Okay. Let's soften up the guys who can actually capture the city. Oh yes, and if we can get oil from someone, that would be great. First of all, a nay for embargoing India. We could get oil from you. How about all your gold and all your oil? Maybe while we're at it, your citrus. 60 gold and a nay. Fine. I do want the oil, so... Trade. Could trade the sugar for silver. Excellent. So now we have plenty of happiness to spare. I do want to go and put those Great War Bombers back into the queue. Yeah, let's finish those Great War Bombers off, and then we can start work on research labs. At least if that lines up perfectly. Well, we'll be 3 turns off, so we'll start work on research labs as soon as possible. Great War Bombers are not within striking distance of Samarkand. Let's go and knock that down. Artillery. No targets. We'll have to move forwards on Grand River. I guess dropping into Mbaza Congo is fine as well. Let's just station ourselves on the coal. And that worker we don't really need. Go heal up. Bombers. Okay, heal there as well, and start pulling back here. Okay, let's see, highest gold would be over to India. I think that trade route should be safe. Okay, and add to queue one last Great War Bomber. Okay. Yes, please finish that road. We are 3 turns off for our next social policy. And
would you be interested in a trade agreement with England?
Open borders. Yes. That would work out nicely, since we are depending on those open borders to maintain our trade routes with Geneva and Grand River, now that I've gotten rid of the harbor there. Gashudi, Nippur, Great War Bombers. Grand River also took a whole bunch of Great War Bomber shots. And I think I saw a message there saying that my triplane may have killed another triplane, which is terrific. Got enemy peace with Shaka. International games is 41% complete. Got our privateer ready. And let's take a range here. And coastal raider, since I'm using him for coastal raiding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, standing over there will work. And we've got our Great War Bomber done. Just go and rebase. Nippur actually looks pretty safe, so let's get over there. Okay, that's good. Choose production. Great War Bomber's done. We want to work on a research lab. Let's work on a cargo ship until that's done then. And we love the King Day over in Geneva. Okay, Great War Bombers. One easy job for you there. road done. And over here, also a road done. Excellent. Is there anything else I need these workers for? Not at the moment. I anticipate capturing some more workers from the Zulu, so I think I can get away with deleting this guy since he doesn't have a task at the moment. And let's go and deal some damage here. The Zulu are down to 5 Great War Bombers. I'm not sure if we've killed a bunch of them. I wish there was an easier way to review the pop-up messages that scroll through during the AI turns. Now, we do have this rider. I think I can leave him where he is, or station him over here. And I think this is where we'll end part 12.